I just wanted to say welcome to everyone who is joining us today. Today is the first of our small group creators, small channels support group. Hopefully, I'm hoping that this will continue to grow as more small creators find out about this channel. Um, I really wanted to do this because after last week's announcement from YouTube, I felt personally a lot of pressure as far as getting monetization. But when I really sat back and thought about it over the last couple of days, for me, it probably doesn't change much. So I wanted to also bring in other people so that we can talk and all help us to that goal, if that's the goal that you want to reach. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about today is um, just welcome you here and also to also release some of the pressure on ourselves. I initially felt a lot of pressure the first day when I heard it. I went and watched a lot of YouTube videos from uh, huge creators and how they were monetized quickly. And, I even went to ChatGTP to give me this detailed plan on how to do that, how many views I would have to get, how many videos I would have to do a week. And when I looked at it, I was like, that's impossible. If you're working, if you have a job, if you have family, if you have friends, or if you just wanna do other things, you can't, uh, do YouTube every day to try to make that goal. But if you want it to be your goal long term, you should continue, working towards that. So I just wanted to tell you a little about my channel. It's called The Adventures by Andrea. Um, it focuses on my adventures, as far as travel, style, um, fun activities, concerts. I like to go to concerts. Recently went to the Jay-Z concert in New York. Um, I go to Broadway shows. I travel to different countries. What you Many of the things that you'll see right now is the cruises that I've taken recently. But I travel by land also. So I'll be documenting all of those things. And my initial purpose was to do that is to make sure that I had a place where I could document my memories and also just to show that other people that they can travel to. Um, you can have a simple travel locally going to the beach. You can do a play. You can do a lot of things. So I just wanted to show what the options were. For me, I think I'm more adventurous. I just came back from Alaska. I also did a transatlantic trip from New York to Spain, which went through Portugal and Tangier, Morocco. I'm looking at doing a Arctic Circle cruise, and then I was recently looking at a Antarctica expedition. So I'm trying not to limit myself, but I'm also trying to have people join me and people to do things, maybe a little bit different from what they've done in the past. So that's what you will see on my channel. My adventures, not just travel, but all of my adventures. And when I thought about it, I was saying YouTube is an adventure too, because it's new to me. I don't yet feel comfortable making videos. I am learning how to monetize my video, not monetize, but to edit my videos. I've used CapCut and other things, so it's very new to me. I see that Warm Strong Adventures has joined us. Thanks for joining tonight, and make sure that you type in one goal that you're working to in the chat, and then also remember after the chat is over to put a link to your channel, your niche, and what milestone you're having this week. So thanks for joining. I'm happy to see you here. Um, the other thing I wanted to say is whether you're watching this or live or you're going to watch this later, I'm hoping that you will find things that are very useful to you in making sure you're on your goal to whether you want to reach the 4,000 hours and 1,000 subscribers by February 1st, or if you have a longer term goal. Now, after I mentioned that, I I thought about the reason why I initially started doing videos, and I just mentioned that earlier. Is just to share my information. So my uh, initial goal was not to reach the 1,000 subscribers immediately. I thought that I would have a runway of maybe a year or two that I can do that without rushing, and that over that time I could. Look at my goals and start doing videos, once a week and to get better at editing those videos and all of those things. But when this immediately happens, I really froze and I was like, what do I do? I was in the middle of editing a video from my Alaska trip. I was one of the first people on the small glacier tour boat that went to Hubbard Glacier, and I was in the middle of editing that video, but I just froze and I could not finish editing that video. I still haven't submitted it, but I have. That's my goal for the week is to submit that video. I'm going to try to finish it tonight. If not, it'll be tomorrow. And if I have to edit it down and it's not perfect, it's going up. But my goal now is to get up a minimum of one of the long form videos a week. Um, and I see Warm Strong Adventures. You said that you want views and you want retention. And I think that is definitely an important goal. One of the things that I noticed is um, I have a small number of subscribers, but the numbers I have as far as viewers of my videos are way higher than my subscriber count. So I really started to think about that. How can I have a small number of subscribers, but people are watching my videos? I've had videos where, thousands of people have watched it or a few hundreds, but as I mentioned, I just started that channel. So, um, even though I have the views, I was trying to figure out how to get those people to hit that subscribe button so that they can continue to see my videos. But that's something that I'm also working on. So that goes along with the retention that you mentioned. Um, I think what we have to look at is be honest with ourselves and look at our starting point. Um, what made you start this channel? Is it your creativity? I can say that I'm normally not creative, so this is a challenge. I find some people are very natural. I'm very natural at talking to people one on one or in a group, having fun. But when I'm in the channel, or in front of the camera, I often freeze and I laugh when I did my short because I was like, I look like a hostage, but I'm but I'm gonna still I'm still going to upload this video, even though it looks like I'm reading from a newspaper as a hostage. So I feel like over time I'll get more comfortable with being on screen. Um, so oh, okay, I see you said Alaska season is winding down. That's a hot topic. Yeah, it is. And so that's why I'm going to finish those videos. And especially now, we really have what August and September, but the main season is gone. I went in June, but I have been submitting videos on Alaska, but I have a series of them. But I need to get, I did 4x4ing in Icy Straits. I did the White Train pass in, I think that was Skagway, and then I did the Deadliest Catch in that was Ketchikan. So I have a few left, but I have been submitting those. So I'm going to get those up. But one thing I do know that someone mentioned to me is when you also create videos, create videos that are evergreen. So even though the Alaska season is ending, I've noticed that people who are shopping and planning to go to Alaska for 2027 are already looking at videos on what excursions they want to do, where they want, how to dress, where they should stay, whether it's Seattle or Vancouver, all of those things. So I'm finding that some of my videos continue to grow. So they may not initially have a huge push in numbers, but the numbers keep going up because um, you know, Prince Rupert, for example, or Vancouver, those are stops in Canada. And so people are definitely going back to those locations and to see where they can go as far as excursions, whether they have to take one or not. So I really talk about whether you can do an excursion, but also like in Prince Rupert, I talk about you don't need an excursion. It's a small town. It's walkable from the ship. So I try to give them some cost saving things. So that's one of my main goals in traveling is to show people from my travels how they can save cost or how they can solve a problem. For example, the trip that I did from New York to Barcelona, I think the cost was 1,500, but I did a solo insider room, and so and I also did it at the last minute. So there were people who spent thousands more. Because they had a balcony room, but I was like, I just want to go on a trip. I don't have to stay in my room. So I paid for a solo insider room. It was 17 days from New York to Barcelona. I totally enjoyed it. It was less than $100 per night, and that was a price you can't beat. You can't stay in a hotel in the US for $100 a night. So, I'm trying to bring out tips that people can use to save money, but you might have to be a little bit adventurous, daring, or willing to do things at the last minute. So that's one of my specific things. The next thing I wanted to talk about is the monetization. Now, I totally freaked out about this. I really don't know why I freaked out about it because there's a video that I'm going to link here after I finish this where um, someone calculated how many views you would have to make any money. And what he talked about was for 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. I think his first couple of checks were 30 or $40. And then he did a calculation where 4,000 watch hours, well, to make $100 a month, he would need 20,000 watch hours over a year, assuming a $5 RPM and 5 minutes of viewer from the average viewer. And for $500 a month, he would have to have 100,000 watch hours with the same $5 RPM to 5 minutes average viewer. So what you see is even though after you get monetiz monetized, um, you still have to do a lot of work to make any money. So if that's your goal, you may be stressed out and really working really hard to make, 30 to $40. Um, and that's something you have to look at. What was your initial goal? Why are you creating a channel? As I said, is it to be creative? Is it to share information? Is it a funnel for your other business? Because you can use it as a funnel. I am a travel advisor, I have a travel agency. It's Adventures by Andrea. And, you know, I do have other social media, and that social media I always drop links to my videos, and it's building an audience. It's building a funnel for additional build sales. So it's not just to reach that specific goal for YouTube. Um, Yeah, Warm Strong Adventures just chatted and said, "When you get monetized, the work just starts." And she's right. And I just laugh now because I don't know why last week I was in such a panic, like that was going to be life-changing money for me. When I really broke it down, I was like, "No, it will not be." And then you actually have to continue working after you get that. You have to keep those numbers up, and it's probably even more stressful. I can imagine if you're at that point now that you have to make sure you keep those numbers because then YouTube can remove you from the program. So as I mentioned, those numbers, for $100 and $500 are things that you have to reach. So my thought is to return to my real goal. And my real goal is to make videos that can help people. It's to make videos that solve problems. Whether someone's trying to travel to Broadway and they never been to Broadway before, what's a good way to buy tickets at the lowest price? If you are trying to take a cruise and you're on the East Coast, you don't have to fly to Miami. You can go to Baltimore, you can go to Philadelphia, you can go to New Jersey, you can go to New York, and you can go to Norfolk, Virginia to take cruises. So just things that people may not think about and solve problems for them. And then, of course, when they're on the cruise or buying a cruise or trying to find a cruise for whether it's a solo, which many of the friends I have are solos, or if it's a family, or if it's groups, because I also do group trips, they're solving problems for all of those different travelers. And then my other goal is, as I said, improving and making my videos something that people want to watch. I've noticed over the couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months since I've done it, I get great footage, but I spend so much time editing and trying to make it look like some of these people's movies, and I don't have those skills yet. So my thing is to take a little pressure off of me and edit the videos, and they might not be perfect, but get them out there. And so my goal overall is just to make better videos and improve on those goals and to solve problems and to help people because I think if I help people solve some of their bottlenecks and issues, then they will come and they'll continue to come back. Okay, Warm Strong Adventures say that it's a great promotion for a TA and educational videos are great videos. I agree with both of those things. So, my uh, my practice and my practical growth strategy, I'm trying to figure out one improvement at a time. And as I mentioned, my one improvement is um, to create videos that people want to watch and people want to see, and they may not be perfect, editable, Oscar-worthy movies, and to continue to do that on a regular basis. So, if you're out there and you're watching, I'd like for you to put in chat, what is your practical goal or your growth? What is the one thing that you're trying to improve at this time? And I know, some other people will watch this, but I would love to think, to know what other people are thinking. Okay, Warm Strong Adventure says, I think I over edit your videos. Our editing seems to be a common problem that we overthink, and I think that's been the problem with my Hubbard Glacier video. I was looking at it, and I have all of these great scenes, and of course, I want to have every scene in it. And I think it's good that I had some time away from it because now I know there's scenes that I'm just going to delete off of the video, and by deleting those videos, that I can just go up, just post it. I don't need to have every scene in my video. So, over editing and under editing and just editing the videos seem to be a huge problem. And then I think my other issue was since I'm new, I was trying to figure out which software to use. I've used CapCut on my phone. I use CapCut on my computer. I use YouTube Creates, which is free, and I think I use Video Leaps. And so I think one of my other issues was that I was changing from different types of software to figure out which one would be the easiest, which one I would be the most comfortable with. Everybody was talking about CapCut, but I'm still learning CapCut. So far, I've found YouTube Creates is very easy to use and it's free. Video Leaps for me is easy to do if I want to do a small clip, or if I was wanted to do a short. It was really easy to use Video Leap, so I was using that. And I still think it's good to use those because even though there are these huge, millions of views for shorts, I think shorts are important if you are trying to get subscribers because I've noticed my shorts, at least the ones I've done, some of them have had high counts as far as people watching them, and then I may get a few additional subscribers from them. So, I think it's probably still important to do a short or two in there and then maybe a long video, but know that your goal in your shorts is not to reach, uh, you know, 20 million or 10 million, whatever the goal that YouTube asked for. And when I saw that those numbers, I didn't even consider that, but using shorts for a different reason. Okay. Warm Strong Adventures says that they use Filmora paid version. Now, I haven't heard of that, and then maybe that'll be something else. I don't know, Warm Strong Adventures. Can you talk about whether that's easy to use or not? I would, if you can put in a chat, if you feel like that's easy to use, and if you've used other type of software before you decided to use that, that would be great to know too, because someone like me who just started, I I've tried a couple of different things, but I'm just trying to find something that's easy, and it doesn't necessarily have to be free, but ease of use. Okay. So I would love I know we have More Strong Adventures in here, and we'll probably have additional people in the future. Um, if you can, of course, we have the name of your channel. If you can tell me your niche, and then if you have a milestone goal, um, whether you how many subscribers you currently have, and if you do have a goal to meet those 1,000 subscribers, if you can do that, that would be great to input that information in chat. Okay. So you said for you, Filmora was intuitive to use. Okay, well, that might be something that I'll go back and look at. I feel like people talk about CapCut, but at least the oh, cruise videos, you got 3.2. Oh, you're doing great. I think you'll definitely be able to reach your goal. I know people say it gets harder, but I think if you get those numbers out, you're very close. I don't know. You know how many watch hours you have? Um, yeah, so you're 800 subs uh, away, and you have about 6 months. I'd be interested to know how many watch hours you have, and also how many videos you've created, and how long have you been doing that? Because I mean, you're doing great as far as your number of subs. Um, so. just to recap what I was saying, um, monetization is a milestone. It may be a goal for some of us who are closer, but some of us who are just starting out, um, don't make it be the reason that you quit. If you had a goal initially to share your information, you have something important to say, and you feel that it's helpful and it solves problems, it's probably still worth it to share those videos. Um, like I said, once I looked at the video and broke down the numbers of uh, how many hours you would have to get to actually, get $30 versus $100 versus $500. It's a lot more than 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. That's just a start, and a lot of work has to continue for you to build those numbers up. Even though I think exponentially after you reach that goal, you'll probably your subscribers and all of those numbers will increase, but it's just something that you have to be aware of that, that's just a start. Okay, you have Armstrong Adventures have 7,000 watch hours this year. Oh, okay. So you're grandfathered in. Okay. Oh, well, you're doing great. Well, continue to share with all of us small channels what we need to do. And I'd be curious, how long did it take for you to get 7,000 watch hours? And if you know how many videos you've done, I think um, that will be helpful if you just share your journey and let other people know what it took for you to do as far as time frame. But congratulations, you don't have to stress out about this. And let's see. For my thought, I think growth comes from being better, from creating better videos. As Okay, 7,000 was over the last 365 days. Okay, you've done great, so you did it within a year. So, congratulations, Warm Strong Adventures. You are doing fine, so you don't have to stress out, like some other people will be stressing out about these numbers because I've seen a lot of uh, YouTube channels, people who are already reached those goals, and they're now reaching out to small channels to consult with them and to help them reach those goals. But like I said, they need to determine if that's really the reason why they created the channel in the first place. Um, so, um, so, like I said, the income probably is not my immediate goal, but I'll continue to work in for many reasons to create my videos. I'm going to try to improve and make my videos more useful to solve problems that are useful for travelers, and to to provide information on a timely basis and educational videos in the areas of traveling and overall. Okay, Warm Strong Adventures, they've said they've done this for 4 years, so they've definitely been working at this and has a lot more experience than I do. I think I've only been doing this, I know it's been less than 6 months. I have to go back and look at the date. I might have I think I started really, creating videos after my transatlantic trip, which was in April. So between April and now is when I really started to do videos, and then within the last probably month or 2 where I've been, uploading videos on a weekly basis or more than every week. So yeah, I'm definitely very new and I'm learning. And actually, this is my first live. I was nervous about it and the technology, but I said I was going to do it anyway, and I'm doing it. Um, so I think that is probably all that I have to talk about it. Warm Strong Adventure says you are doing great. It's fantastic that you're doing lives. Lives are a great way to connect with people. Well, after we had that announcement and I went into a full blown panic. I thought other people are panicking too because I saw all of these comments. I mean, there were comments everywhere. So my thought was, why don't we do this together? We'll figure it out together, and try to strategize and get to the next step. Whatever the case is, I'm gonna improve. My channel is gonna get better. I'm gonna help people understand travel better. So if I come here and I sit here and each week, if I can just help, one, two, or three people, and they may not come on initially live, but watch it back later, then that's very helpful. But my whole thing is, as a community of small channels, we can help each other and we can help each other grow. Whether it's a technical issue, just like you mentioned a different software that I've never heard of or viewed or used, I'm going to go back and look at that. And those things help us improve. So first of all, thanks for being here. Warm strong adventures, your comments have been great, and you've been very supportive, so thanks for being here today. So I think I am going to wrap up my first live. And as I mentioned, after this live is over and I upload it, please add the link to your channel, what your niche is, and how do you want to grow. So yep, I will keep grinding. Like, and for you to say you've been doing this for 4 years, I know that I'll have to keep doing it. So thanks so much. Have a good night.